So elections are about looking forward, looking backwards. I've never heard Trump suggest any new policies. It's always about victimism and the country is going down the tubes and all this. So, but my question is, do you think JD Vance, as a pick for vice president, has helped Donald Trump or hurt Donald Trump? And what do you think overall of the pick?
Well, I think overall, the strategy with him, and I joked, I was doing some live commentary that night on a network, and I said, if I had a shot for every time JD Vance said Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, I would probably be drunk, because it was clear that's what he was brought in, was to help with the swing states, that upper Midwest swing state area, like your Pennsylvania, where that was really pivotal for Trump's defeat in 2020. And so that's part of why he was brought in, to help solidify that. What's interesting is that for the base, JD Vance is very motivating. And that's what remains to be seen. And I'm reluctant to make pronouncements either way, but I think in general, in politics, it matters. It's always about get out the vote. And I on my social media for Getter, which is my conservative social media following, I do a lot of kind of poll testing. The base hated Doug Burgum. They hate Nikki Haley. They were lukewarm about pretty much everybody else that was being floated. They like Vivek Ramaswamy, but JD Vance was the consistent favorite. So when you're talking about turnout, where only a few 100 or 1,000 or tens of thousands of votes in a country of hundreds of millions of people, turnout can really matter. So to the extent that JD Vance can really turn out and motivate the base, as opposed to making the base feel like, they use the word the uniparty, Nikki Haley's part of the uniparty, so she's not really part of us. So they wouldn't be motivated. So in the sense of it being authentic to the Trump brand, to MAGA world, JD Vance was an excellent choice. By the historical view of politics, that's a bad choice. But by the Trump view, it was an excellent choice. What do you think?
Well, I would say, again, the old axiom in politics is there are 10 reasons you choose a vice president. The first one is to help you win, and the other 9 don't matter. And I think if Biden had chosen a comparable person in the Democratic Party, not that there is a comparable person, because let's face it, JD Vance is basically a mini-me for Trump, that Biden did have an issue with motivating his base. And I think Kamala, though it's going to be better, still has an issue. That's one problem Trump doesn't have, is motivating the base. The base is there with him. What he needs to do is get back some of those swing voters that he lost in 2020. So I don't see JD Vance getting a single vote that was not already going to vote for Trump. Now, are people that were already going to vote for Trump going to vote for him more enthusiastically? Maybe, but a vote is a vote. I think that this was done out of cockiness or hubris, because the one theme that came throughout this convention to me was this was a party that thinks they're going to win, and they're going to win big. So I saw JD Vance, the choice of JD Vance, not as, well, let's help me get more votes, but as doubling down, if you will, as my heir apparent, as someone who's going to carry on the MAGA tradition or replace me on the throne or whatever you want to say. So I think if this choice had been made after Biden bowed out, I think he chooses someone different. So I actually think strategically it was a poor choice. And I think JD Vance actually has the potential of turning off a lot of swing voters who are neutral. So I think it's a choice that if they had a chance to do over again, they would.